Elon Musk's new Twitter is fact-checking the Joe Biden White House. Elon was pretty quick to take credit for it once he saw the MAGA response to it. The system is working, and I guess that's the rolling on floor laughing emoji. Very adult of him. The community notes feature is awesome. Our goal is to make Twitter the most accurate source of information on Earth without regard to political affiliation. And we actually fact-checked him on that because he didn't know that the program is called Birdwatch. It does have a name. It existed long before Elon got here. In truth, those of us that do the work for Birdwatch have just been laying low, waiting for the hammer to come down. We presumed that he would just disintegrate this unit. And now his positive response, which I believe is due to the MAGA crowd reacting very positively to it, now we're feeling like, hey, man, maybe we're going to be saved, at least for now. I mean, his feelings about it may completely change later on. Who knows? However, this is not the first time we've fact-checked the White House. We have twice before. We've done this twice before on, inflation. And the problem with this tweet from the White House is it's not pure malice. The problem is it's just lazy. It's just lazy. And this was the problem with their inflation tweets, too. They were just lazy. They could lead people to misunderstand. Although this one, 10 years through, yeah, Biden didn't have anything to do with the increase. The increase, as you'll see from the note, this is the law of the land, that increase. And this one was popular, I think, because it got noticed a lot more. Although when we did the inflation fact checks, that was picked up by the New York Times. This one, just a lot more people saw it. It may not be obvious to everyone, but it was about 2 months ago our fact checking became widely available to all people in the U.S. If you're not in the U.S., you can't be involved in this program and you won't see any of the notes. But this one became popular because more people were seeing it. I'd like to make it clear to people fact-checking has nothing to do with Elon Musk. And I'd also like to make it clear that fact-checking has nothing to do with political affiliation, or it shouldn't. And if you're inspired to get into Birdwatch or to try to get in because you have a bone to pick, you're not going to be welcome, and you're going to do very poorly. I'm as liberal as they come, but when it comes to facts, I don't mess around. Facts are facts. They're not disputable. Although it is possible that facts can change over time. Like a tweet like this, it needs additional context so people can feel informed. Nobody's out to get anybody. We're looking out for the general populace on Twitter. Like, this is facts that's going to empower you. It has zero to do with Elon Musk and zero to do with political affiliation. When people are unaware of the nature of things, they'll tend to create their own narrative. I think that's a natural human instinct, and it's understandable. But like I was saying, of course, this has nothing to do with Elon or Elon's Twitter. Tweets like this, I don't know what this person's reality is. I don't know if a level playing field didn't exist before because the other side wasn't fact-checked as much, or if it's just a tit-for-tat kind of experience. I don't know. I can't answer stuff like this. Tweets like this, it's all just a game to people like this. I'm not concerned about what people like this think. Elon had nothing to do with it. This is true no matter where you look. There's misinformation everywhere. Alt-right Twitter pages, yeah, there's a lot there. Misinformation works both ways. Misinformation works one way, regardless of where it comes from. Tweets like this are very concerning. Let's see, but it's pretty funny how it's completely okay when Republicans get fact-checked when they speak truth. But when it happens to Democrats, it's the biggest sin humanity can commit. This is pretty creepy because what this in effect says is that truth is a subjective state and facts are used as a weapon against that state. If you think like this, people like this would pretty much be impervious to facts, I'm guessing. All right, tweets like this is worth reading and analyzing. This guy is responding to the perceived slight that liberals are being fact-checked, but conservatives are not. So he says, Twitter would say, hey, it ain't us, it's users, but A, Twitter wrote the algorithm and designed the system, and B, the outcome of the system aren't neutral, that's a sign the system isn't neutral. And C, it's their job to figure out why, not mine. A basic conceptual problem with the Birdwatch approach is that there is a fundamental asymmetry between liberals and conservatives when it comes to political misinformation. Conservatives hold misperceptions and are more stubborn about them. Okay. The outcomes of the system aren't neutral. That would be incorrect. The outcomes of the system are neutral. I mean, I understand what he's saying. He's implying if we stack results and you see many of the results on one side of the ledger but not on the other, then it's not neutral. That's not quite correct, because the results are each individual note. Each individual note is neutral, or they won't get through. The system is neutral. It's but we can't say because the numbers aren't equal or because they don't represent each class of people properly that it's not neutral. But your other points are, I have to be careful about talking about this. Your other points I would agree with. There is an asymmetry. So the system is designed for neutrality, and you've picked up on that. But the problem with the system is because it relies on a bridging concept where it's not majority rules. It has to be, there's a diversity of perspectives that agree on reality. And that is the major problem that we have. The people in MAGA world will just not agree to many things. There are many things that, even if it's obviously not true, to them it's still true because it's something they want to believe. Conservatives do hold more misperceptions. Like before, I would have said my information on that's just anecdotal, but after dealing with this month after month after month after month, yes, this is an ingrained problem. And let me see, I'm going to bring up what else this guy tweeted, because I think he may have addressed this in the next tweets. Hold on a second. So if you build your Birdwatch system on prioritizing fact checks rated helpful by liberals and conservatives, the results will be fact checks that favor conservatives. See, this is his problem. The problem with his, he wants like tallied results that are equal or proportional. I mean, the system still is neutral, but he is correct that this is what happened. Is the coders worked on getting rid of or dealing with false positives, and they've done a really good job in that. To my mind, can I say this? I still don't think that the false negatives have been dealt with. This can be dealt with algorithmically. How? I don't know. I'm not the coder that does that, but they supposedly started working on that. By and large, everything this guy is saying is, or his tact is correct. He's managed to pinpoint what the problems of the system are. I don't know. Apparently, he's not involved in the system. Otherwise, he would be referring exactly to the algorithms, because those are posted. But this is a smart guy that's figured out what the problems are. All right, that's all I'm going to talk about this. I really didn't want to talk about Twitter today, but in summation, it should be clear to everybody, fact-checking in the White House has nothing to do with Elon Musk. It's not a new thing for Twitter. This has been going on for quite some time. And the people that do fact-checking are not out to get anybody. We're just doing our jobs.